Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video tutorial, I am going to show you how to resolve a pretty common error message with the all-in-one WordPress migration tool. So if you're trying to migrate your website, a lot of times when you get to this stage to import your exported file, you'll get this error message saying that your file exceeds the upload limits set by your hosting provider, and it'll try to get you to buy the extension, or it'll show you or give you a link that you can go to increase the limit size. But this article is like from 2018 and it's heavily outdated. The values that you need to change are actually right here. This would be correct, but where it's telling you to go to modify these files are actually incorrect. The file that you want to use is the php.ini file. That's the file that you need to modify, but it's really going to try to get you to buy the plugin, which I think is like $70, and it says it's the easiest way to do it. These methods are hard, but this isn't really super hard. I'm going to try to make it super simple because it's really not that difficult to do. They just want you to buy the plugin, and I think it's like $60 or $70. So you don't need to buy or basically spend any money to correct this. All you need to do is go to the php.ini file. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do it with AWS, with Lightsail. But the process is going to be exactly the same if you're using like HostGator or GoDaddy, InMotion hosting. They all use the cPanel. So all you're going to do is look for the php.ini file, and your hosting provider should be able to show you where it is if you don't know where to find it. So I'm going to use PowerShell. Because with AWS, they don't give you a file manager like you would otherwise get with cPanel. With AWS, you have to do everything on the command line, so I'm going to use PowerShell. You can also go into AWS and connect using SSH. Just click a button and it'll just take you into the online terminal. But I don't really recommend the online terminal because sometimes with certain commands, it just doesn't really work that well. So I'm going to use PowerShell. If you want to know how to connect using PowerShell, I have other videos that will show you how to connect to your AWS instance using PowerShell. I also have videos showing how to connect to like InMotion hosting using PowerShell as well. So anyways, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our php.ini file. I have an article on my website that'll kind of give you some step-by-step instructions on how to do this process. But what we want is to copy this command here. I'm going to paste it in. It's this sudo. I never say that right. I think it's actually pronounced sodu, but I always say it wrong. But anyways, we're going to paste this in, push enter, and it's going to take you right into the php.ini file. Once you're in here, if you're using PowerShell, you'll want to do Control-W. It'll open up a little search command. If you're going through File Manager, like through cPanel, it'll be Control-F if you're opening the files through the File Manager. But if you're doing it through PowerShell, it's Control-W. Now, the first one that we want to look for is this upload max file size. We're going to copy this value and go back to PowerShell, and we're going to Control-V to paste it in and push enter. It'll take you right there. Now, right now we have it set to 80 megabytes. So what we need to do is increase this. Now, before I change anything, if you take a look at your file that you're going to import, you want to right click the file and go to properties. And you'll see here, in my case, this file is 580 megabytes. So we need to increase it higher than this. So what we can do is put it up to, we can go up to 1024. You can go higher, but it's really not recommended. If you have a file if your database file is bigger than, a gig, it's better to do a manual migration rather than using a plugin to do it, in my opinion. But we'll change this to 1024 megabytes. All right, so we got that done. To save the changes, just do Control-O and push enter, and then go back to my website and we'll grab the next value, which is the post max size. And then we're going to do Control W and then Control V, push enter. And now we have post max size. Just use your arrows and we can change this one to 1024 megabytes as well. Control O, push enter, go back to my website, grab the next one, which is memory_limit, copy it, and then we're going to do Control W and then paste that in. And then we're going to increase the memory limit to, we'll do 1024 megabytes. Control O, push enter. Let's see, and then we got max execution time, copy that. Whoops, I didn't copy all of that correctly. There we go. And then we're going to do Control W, paste that in, and then it's set to 30. So we're going to change this to 300 seconds, and then we'll do Control O, enter. And then the last one is max input time. Copy that, Control W, paste that in, and then we're going to change that to 300 seconds as well. And then Control O, enter, and then Control X to get out of it. So now we're back at the terminal. Now the last step you're going to want to do is you're going to need to restart your PHP services. For AWS, it's going to be this sudo, and then the path of, this is the path to the script that we're going to use to restart PHP. If you're using like a VPS server with InMotion or HostGator, it's typically going to be this command right here, or if you have a really old server, you might want to use this one right here. So I'm going to use this one since I'm using AWS, and we're going to paste that in, push enter, and you'll see here that our services are being restarted. It'll just take a moment for this to happen. If you have an option to restart your server and you don't know what code to use to restart PHP, you can go ahead and just restart your entire server. It's really not necessary to go to that extreme, but if you have a button that says restart server, you can just do that as well. In my case, I'm just going to restart the PHP service. All right, so it has been restarted. So now we can go back to our WordPress website, refresh this page, and if you look here before I refresh it, it's at 80. If I refresh it now, you'll see now we have our limits increased up to 1 gig. So before I upload the file, I'm going to show you. If I go to the website, this is our brand new installation of WordPress. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and import our file, and then hopefully our website shows up. So we'll go back to WordPress admin, and we're going to go to the import step here, and then we're going to say import file. We'll choose the file, hit open, and now it's importing. This will take a few minutes to import, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pause the video, and I will be right back when it's done importing. Okay, so I am back, and in case you looked at my computer clock, it did not take as long. I was just in the kitchen making some mashed potatoes and took a little break, but we are back. So, all right, so you can see here, importing this file will only replace matching content, blah, blah, blah. This is fine. So we're just going to click proceed here, and then it's going to say WordPress permalinks settings are saved, and it's just going to run a quick couple things here. So we'll just give this a second. All right, activating plugins, restoring the database. This should not take too long. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause again. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so it says your site has been imported successfully, and it's going to tell us here to save our permalinks structure. So we'll do that next. So just hit finish. And then we'll go here to settings, and then to, I believe it's right here, permalinks. All right, so it logged us out. So what we need to do at this point is log in to your WordPress site, just the same way you would log in on your existing site. So it's going to be the same username and password. And there we are. It's loading up right now. All right, so here we are in the permalinks. So what we need to do is just come down here and click Save Changes. You don't need to change anything. Just hit Save Changes once. hit it a second time, and that's it. So now if we go to our site, phonehavenusa.com, we should see our website, and we do. So here it is, and this is it. So I hope you found this video tutorial helpful. I will say, if depending on who you're using as your hosting provider, I know there's a few different ways of getting to that php.ini file. So depending on who your hosting provider is, if there's something specific you want me to make, just put it in the comments and I'll gladly make a video on your specific setup. All right, and thank you for tuning in today, and also be sure to subscribe for new videos.